Okay, greetings everybody. Greetings. How are you doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone, depending on where you are connecting to us from. It is indeed a pleasure having you all here. Yes, indeed, it's a pleasure having you here. I'm sure you are ready for the week. I'm sure you're ready to I'm sure you are ready to win in the market, whether it's the forex market, the crypto market, the equities, stocks, commodities, or whatever market it might be. Okay, so Victor Norton said, evening, sir. Awesome. That means that from where you are, it is evening, your time. So, guys, let us also know where you are connecting to us from. Let us know where you are connecting to us from. How are you doing today? The time is 2 p.m. UK time. So, that is good afternoon to those in the UK, Africa region. And if you are in America, Canada, it's good morning to you, depending on whether it is PST or EST and so on. And Asia, I believe Asia should be nighttime as well, right? So it's a pleasure having you all here. Let us know where you are connecting to us from. What we're going to be discussing today, as usual, is the market. Of course, this is the live trading analysis session. So we are going to be discussing the market and, of course, see how we can make some pips from the market at the end of the day, right? Great. So it's a pleasure, as I said earlier. So would like feedback from you where you are connecting to us from. Now, the first thing we have in front of us is the dollar index. I'm going to explain all these drawings, all these markers on the chart for clarity's sake, right? But before we do that, there's one thing we always say that we should all do, and that is what? That is to check the calendar. Yes, if you said check the calendar for the news, then you are absolutely correct. I repeat, check the calendar for the news. If you said that, then you are absolutely correct, right? So as we are going to proceed, guys, also note that the information that we have for you today as a disclaimer is for educational purposes only, but not to be used as a form of signal. If you're going to take these trades that we might be taking as well, make sure that your risk management is well calculated based on your account balance. Also ensure that you understand the risk involved just in case it goes the other way, because not all trades will be winners. I repeat, as a trader, not all trades will be winners, and that is typical of any trader. I repeat, that is typical of any traders. But a trader that wins is one who allows the winners to run while keeping the losses to a minimal point, keeping the losses short. A quick one, my name is Tolu Olatunji, and I'm representing my academy, which is known as CSA Forex. CSA Forex, which stands for Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. In life, there must be common sense approach to everything and anything. Okay, thank you. I love what just happened now, so I'm going to address it because this happened last week and I had issues with it. Okay. Now you can see, I think Bridget Twain, I think I'm getting used to your name. Said, thanks for always creating such useful content. And Being Patient said, there is no audio on this, or has the streamer not arrived yet? And then Stanford Root said, I can hear him. So thank you, Stanford Root, for saying I can hear. And to test this further, please, Stanford Root, or any other person that can hear me, please just type out where you are connecting to us from and just say something, just type something about trading, right? So I know truly you can hear me, right? I always need that confirmation from us at the very beginning, but at times people do not give me the feedback I need. I always say, where are you connecting to us from? How are you doing today? So if anybody can hear that, please, I would like to see your feedback on that. It's really helped me to be sure that I am not talking to myself and there is no technical difficulties. Please kindly type where you are connecting to us from and also type something about the business, maybe how long you have been in the business, whether you are new or struggling. Are you a new trader or are you a struggling trader? Please let me know. It is only if I get the feedback that I just asked now, at least from one person. One person will let me know that we are good to go. Let us know where you are connecting to us from. Beautiful. Now you can see Ovio Nicola said from Korea. Thank you. So from that comment, now I believe that you can hear me. Also, let me know if you are a new trader or a struggling trader. A new trader or a struggling trader. Thank you, Ovio Nicholas. Thank you for that. That is one confirmation that I need. Last week, Tuesday, we had issues people saying they couldn't hear. And before you know it, I had to do some troubleshooting and then I couldn't connect anymore. I lost the feed. Okay, I have some other comments coming in, but I cannot reply this if I did not have the confirmation that you can hear me clearly. So I'm going to continue with the information I have, and hopefully I get more people saying where they're from and whether they are new or whether they are struggling and so on. Okay, so let's continue with the information that you have. Okay, let us continue the information that we have for you. So right in front of us, as you can see, this is the calendar for today. This is the news. And as you can see the news here, we have the news for the whole week, for the entire week. For Monday over here, which was yesterday, if you look, we did not have any high impact news. I repeat, we did not have any high impact news yesterday, which was Monday, right? Oh, apologies. I also remembered I was giving an introduction about myself. My name is Tolu, right? I'm originally from Nigeria, now in BC, Canada, British Columbia. And of course, I own the Academy CSA Forex, which stands for Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. Common sense, there must always be a common sense to everything and anything in life. Yes, and we are under this beautiful and wonderful platform, Trading Live. I want to say thank you to Trading Live for bringing us together from different parts of the world. And that's why I like to know where we're connecting to us from. We've had people from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from America, more or less from all the continents in the world. I'm always curious to know where we are. And as I always say, I'm in BC, the province British Columbia. And if you happen to be in my city and you type it out, whoa, we can always connect and have a cup of coffee and talk about the business, right? And also sometime in August, before the summer is over, I should be in London, in the United Kingdom. So if anybody is in the UK, London, let me know. So probably we could schedule a meetup by August when I arrive in London, and then we can discuss the business because we're all here for the business. So speaking of the business here, we don't have any high impact news. And if you remember, we always do a filter, right? Just to show us only the red impact news, which is the high impact news that could easily cause some volatility in the market. And then today, Tuesday, you had a bunch of news coming out for euros. If you can see from 8:15 a.m., this is UK time. So always adjust the timing to your own time zone by coming over here where you have the time. You're using the laptop, desktop, you see the time at the top right corner over here. Click on it and you can adjust this to your own time zone. As you can see, adjust it to your own time zone based on your location. That's why we always ask, what is your location at the moment? Time format, whether it's 24 hours or AM, PM, the choice is yours. And then click on save settings and you're good to go, right? And that will be based on your own time zone, right? So if you have a look over here based on the news for today, Tuesday so far, we had a lot of news for euros, right? And even we had for pounds earlier today, 9:30 a.m. And then at 2:45 p.m., and that is about approximately 40 minutes from now, approximately 40 minutes from now. At 40 minutes from now, we are going to be having high impact news for the dollar, high impact news for the dollar that could easily cause volatility in the market, and we could have some things like whipsaws, you have the spread increase, you could have some other things happen like slippage and so on. So we normally say that high impact news is a time to be cautious with. And you can see that there is no news here. Once the time is about the 2:45 p.m. here, the best thing to do is to click on refresh, and then it refreshes and gives us the fresh data because this is the actual data that we're after. This is the data on this line that we're after, and based on the coloring, is to help us to know whether it is a buy or a sell, or maybe it is neutral. Whatever the case might be, the news is for us to be able to interpret. I repeat, it's for us to be able to interpret the news. Okay. So thank you. I can see more comments coming from you guys. So that means truly, we are together. I can see Walker Ted said, love from Malaysia. Awesome. Malaysia is somewhere I'd really like to go to in the future. Can't really say when. So if we are still here together in this live, and then I say next week or next month or next summer, or at a particular time, I'll be heading to Malaysia, and I'm sure Walker Ted will be more than welcome to show me around. Okay. We have some other comments here. I'm going to try to keep up with the comments as well, because I want to dish out the information that we have in a timely manner. So now we've looked at the news from the calendar, from the Forex Factory. The website is known as Forex Factory. You have other websites where you can get all of this news from, but Forex Factory is the one that we have been using for years. I personally have been using for years, and they are tested and trusted. The tested and trusted is in capital letter. And of course, we always say something that as we need a mentor. Why do we need a mentor? A mentor is someone that will show you and guide you. Like now, I'm giving information about the Forex Factory news calendar. I've been using them for years. I've been using them for more than 10 years. I started with them. I was there back then when the website used to crash, right? I don't know whether anybody was there much as long as that time like me. The website used to crash because of too many people checking and refreshing the website when the news was always about to drop. But then, of course, they have since worked on their site. They have improved, and of course, it doesn't do that because the server can withstand the traffic, right? Beautiful. So now we're going to cross over to the charts that we just said. So looking at the charts over here, we are going to discuss this dollar. This is the dollar index, first of all. We'll discuss the dollar index, and then from there, we'll look at the majors. As people always ask me, what instrument do you trade? And then I say exclusively, I trade the majors. I trade gold and sometimes Bitcoin. Sometimes I also look at the minors like the Euro JPY, Pounds JPY, and the Euro CAD, Pounds CAD, like the Euro Pounds, Pounds CHF. Yeah, I think that's about it. At times, I also check those ones as well, find out what's going on under the hood for that particular week, right? And my style of trading is strictly price action, strictly price action. I'm going to explain all these drawings that I have in front of us, so it gives us a better story. And it's always about the story of price, because price has a story. Once you can understand the story, then you can take advantage of the story. Now, have you ever watched a movie before, and maybe at the beginning or at the middle part, you have a strong idea who the villain is, right? You have a strong idea what the ending would look like. And then, of course, you can predict that, because trading is strictly all about prediction. I repeat, trading is strictly about prediction, right? So as we are here, let us proceed with the information that we have, right? So looking at the dollar index, we always ensure that we look at the dollar index first of all. Why? Simply because it is king. Dollar is king, right? Dollar is the most traded instrument in the world, right? Apart from what the BRICS are trying to do now, they're trying to move away from dollar and they start trying to use more of a Chinese yuan. Of course, for that to be accepted worldwide, it will take a long period of time. And we know they're trying to topple the #1 spot of the United States. But we digress from that aspect of politics and then stick to what we have in front of us. We are going to be doing a more or less what you see is what you get on the chart, because you must be trading what you see. And speaking of what you see, the first thing that jumps at us is the directional bias from the left-hand side of the chart to the right-hand side. You can clearly see this is what I call a no-brainer, From the left-hand side to the right-hand side, it is clearly an uptrend, right? Hope I'm writing this well. It's clearly an uptrend. And as it's an uptrend, depending on the type of trader that you are, I repeat, depending on the type of trader that you are, You could be a trend trader, meaning that you want to go up with the uptrend. You could be a trend trader, or you could be a counter trend trader and looking for sell opportunities. And then I always like to dish out both angles, whether you are looking to go with the trend or against the trend. I like to give out both angles because whenever you play chess, I don't know whether we have chess players in the house. When you play chess or you play Monopoly or whatever board game that you play, we always, not you, we always try to picture the moves of the next person. Is the person going to move the rook or the knight or the bishop or the king or the queen or the pawn after I move my X? I do my this, I do my that. What will be the moves of the other person? So we always like to look at the two angles. First of all, it's an uptrend, and then we have some areas of demand here where we look for price to buy. And if we get the price here, we're going to be buying here based on what? Based on the demand, which suggests a buying area of interest. Always pay attention to the area of interest. Sometime last week, we gave out the trading process, the trading procedure. I can just quickly flip through that now. I can close my eyes and give you the trading process. So if you were not here last week, you can quickly write this down. First things first, you need to do for your trading step-by-step procedure is number one, is to check the calendar for the news, find out the high impact news coming out, and then pay attention to that period as it tends to be explosive. The next one that we have coming out is for the dollar, and that's 30 minutes, approximately 30 minutes from now. So we might see some volatility here in the market in a short while. So that will give us heads up as to what to expect in the market, whether to stay out of the market, or whether to adjust the stop loss, or to lock in profit, or to take some profit, or whatever the case might be, depending on the type of news as well. Because we have the high impact news and we have the high impact news. Yeah, I'm sure you understand what I just said. You have the high impact news and you have the high impact news. So here's an area of demand, and this is for when you want to buy. You're looking forward to the price coming back here, get your entry and then push it higher, right? And then if you're looking for counter trend, meaning that as an uptrend, as you can see, you want to go against it and sell. This is the area. This is a top over here, which can be identified as a double top over here. You can see that the price is currently reacting to this area here. So this obviously makes it a valid area of selling. And we always ask yourself, when you want to sell, where you want to sell, do we have enough sellers? How do you know if we have enough sellers there? We have enough sellers based on the reaction. It is the reaction that we have. You can see the reaction over here. This candle seems to be swallowing. Well, it's still open and it's a 1 hour candle. So you have to wait for the 1 hour to close. But if it continues in this manner, then it also tells us that yes, indeed, the sellers are very strong in this area. But don't forget, this is a counter trend move. So it could easily be short-lived for the buying to continue, or whatever the case might be. You could even be lucky and it could even start a fresh downtrend, right? And that's how some traders normally take advantage of the market. It's all about taking advantage of the market. Now, we've talked a bit about the dollar index. We're going to talk some more based on the patterns, the things that we have drawn. So let me clean this up. Apart from support and resistance, supply, demand that we've talked about, if you look over here, this is an area of a flag, a channel upwards. Right, so this would have been a good one for CT traders, and that's why I put it here. So you have confluence of this channel, that confluence with this area over here of this resistance, and you can see the market is dropping from that area, right? Apart from that, price tends to move in patterns. I repeat, price tends to move in patterns. At the beginning, we have this sideways movement. Yes, indeed, we had this sideways movement on the dollar index, and from the sideways movement, you notice something happened, right? Gradually, we started making higher highs, as you can see, because when you're looking at an uptrend, it's making fresh higher highs, and of course, it's also making what? It's also making higher lows as well. So this one that we mark here are higher lows, and look at what happened. Price broke out of this range and immediately came back and tested the highs now, which should not act as support, tested it, and this candle here, it formed a pin bar, right? And you must always have your price action candles for your trigger. Formed a pin bar, it pushed higher, went into a little range triangle, broke out again, went into a channel down, broke out. We would have loved to have seen a pullback to this area, clearly to this area, and then a bounce where it pulled back a bit. I can see how the price has been moving up till now, and then now we are in this channel and we're waiting for this. The price could easily come back here, push higher, or come back here and then push higher from this demand as well. Guys, please don't forget also that information we're dishing out is for educational purposes strictly, and not to be used as a form of signal, right? I repeat, not to be used as a form of signal, but just also ensure that you understand the risk involved, right? Understand the risk involved and calculate your risk appropriately based on your account balance. Calculate your lot size, calculate your volume appropriately based on your lots, your account balance. So for this one here, what I would like to look out for, because I'm not heavy when it comes to CT trades, right? So obviously this area, I'm just watching it. Remember we said like the chess or Monopoly, you always pay attention to what the other party might want to do. For me, I'm looking forward to a buy over here. Looking forward to a buy over here to even take it higher and more. That's me personally. Only if things change, and I'm going to wait for a reaction. I'm not going to set a pending order. Traders might set pending orders here, maybe a buy limit or whatever the case might be at this place, but that is not my style. I like to wait for a reaction, and it's that reaction that will let me to know whether to pull the trigger or not to pull the trigger, right? I hope we are getting value. So far, so good. I know we have some people here that are new, and we have some people that have been struggling. We have a good enough understanding of patterns like double top, double bottom, head and shoulders, channels, wedges, flags. These are all chart patterns at the end of the day. And we have other chart patterns. As a matter of fact, price moves in patterns, which happens to be price action, because price action is the movement of price, and it's the movement that will give us the pattern. When you see price moving in a particular pattern, it gives you, the trader, heads up as to what might probably happen, right? It's just a way to look at the market. So I'm looking forward to buying on the dollar. But that means that if I'm looking at the Euro USD, it is the opposite. I'll be looking forward to selling. So once I click on this Euro USD, I'll be looking forward to selling over here. You can see what we had earlier. I need to change this because price did not respect this area. And of course, I'm also using the dollar as a gauge, looking at dollar as a gauge. And if you look very well, I will easily remove this one and put this here, because this is an area of demand, right? You can see we already had this horizontal line here. I can see prices reacting to that area. But what I would like to see is a pullback to this broken trend line. This was a wedge right here that broke out here. I'd like to see a pullback to this area here, maybe play around here for a bit, and then a drop to this point, and maybe, who knows, might even break down some more. Because today is Tuesday, 23rd of May, and I can tell you that as much as we're approaching the end of the month, which obviously is notorious also for profit taking, and I can tell you for a fact that Tuesday being still very fresh as per the direction of the market. At times, the market has not given off the full direction in which it wants to go, but then Tuesday is always a good time to jump into the market, because once it picks its direction and it moves, right, then you can easily make a few hundred pips even in that week, depending on the instrument of choice. Yes, indeed, you can make a few hundred pips depending on the instrument of choice. If it's Euro USD, we'll probably make like 100, 200 pips, right, that week. But if it's gold, you know, gold is a mover, and you can trade it and then make more pips. But you need to be careful with gold and careful with your account balance, because people don't understand the gold and the account balance that you have. You understand how to manage your risk, and you may end up losing more than necessary. So this is what we have over here on the Euro USD, looking forward to selling on a pullback to this broken wedge triangle. And then that means that for GBP USD, we're also looking for sell positions. And I'm just going to be doing this over here, right in front of you, marking the areas of supply where I'd like to see price come back to here and then drop. Prices at this area here of resistance. Now it's acting as resistance, it acted as support in the past as it went up, but now it should act as resistance. But I am not a big fan of this. Why? Simply because if I enter this is my recent floor. That means that my entry will be here. Take profit most likely might be here, and then stop loss might be here. It's not really a conducive trade for me. It's too tight, and because it's too tight, it could easily fail. And then don't forget, we have news coming out for the dollar. in a few minutes from now. So we could easily just destroy this area. And also, there is no trigger here. So far, so good. Some of us might be placing trades based on pending orders. And if the pending orders would have triggered now, so also might be placing trades based on price action behavior, price action candlesticks like the likes of the hammer, the pin bar, the engulfings. You might even be looking at a doji or spinning top in a funny way to place trades. Who knows? But this is what we have right in front of us. Now, let me just quickly pop into the comment section, as if I stay too long from the comment section, I might not be able to keep up with your comments, but we always say keeping up with your comments is not very doable for me, as we normally have a lot of comments. And that's why Fridays, for a while now, if you have been with us on Fridays we do strictly Q&A to help people to understand the business the more. We do Q&A, asking questions from different angles. So quickly now, what kind of trading do you use? I use price action, support, resistance, supply, demand trading exclusively. Paula Harima said, I know nothing about trading, but I'm interested. Where do I start? You start by attaining the education. First of all, do you have an account with a broker? Do you have a demo account? Not a live account, please. If you are very new, you can start with a demo account for a little bit until you're comfortable. So do you have a demo account with a regulated and trusted broker? If you do, good. If you do not, I'm just going to put the broker that I use over here. So you can look at that link I just sent and use that broker as the ICM market, right? So you can use them. Very good, very reliable. I've used them for years, no issues whatsoever. I'm just going to breeze through quickly. Can you analyze the market situation? Of course, that's what we're doing. What do you think about US PMI data today? Most times I don't make predictions. I like to wait for the market to do its thing, and then I act upon what the market has done. So more or less, I am a reaction trader. I wait for the action and then I react. I don't try to preempt the move, more or less. John Joy said, can you explain why the higher high for dollar was so important, or what you expect it to do now? Higher highs shows the trend direction. When you're having higher highs and you're having higher lows, it shows that the trend is moving upwards in a nice manner. And of course, the higher lows is not broken, right? The previous higher lows is not broken, because if it is broken, then it might also depict that probably the sellers are too strong for that continuous uptrend, right? So somebody said gold seems to start going up now. We'll look at the gold. Don't forget, when it comes to gold, depending on what's happening on the dollar, if the dollar is going up, then the gold should be going down. If the dollar is going down, then the gold should be going up. They tend to move in the opposite directions, right? Okay. Adelaide Kito, it's a very nice tutorial, bro. Thank you. Where are you connecting to us from? That Adelaide obviously sounds like my from my country, Nigeria. So let's know where you're connecting to us from. Okay, let's see the other comments quickly. I have a lot of comments, so I have to stop with the comments and then go over the remaining instruments I have, just for us to have an idea of the trades. And guys, please, you can be taking down jotters as well. Apart from taking down jotters, you could also be duplicating the charts that we have in front of us. An advice for everybody here: in order for you to learn how to trade, in order for you to improve on your trading, what you need to do is to practice. You practice a lot, and of course, you're going to be practicing based on some information. That's why we're saying take down jotters, so you have something to practice. Once you practice what we do here based on the live trading analysis sessions, you'll start to find more clarity, and then you get better and better. And of course, if you are interested in mentorship, I'm running mentorship sessions. I'm trying to concentrate a bit on one-on-one for now also. So if you're interested in attending my mentorship, reach out to me, right? You can chat me up and let me know you're interested here, or chat me up on Instagram. And on my Instagram is CSA Forex. You reach me on CSA Forex. And you can also reach me on YouTube as well, on CSA Forex as well. For the YouTube, I would also drop the link now, just in case, because we are also streaming live. And I have some videos. I have some certain videos talking about some tips and tricks about the business that I'll be putting on the YouTube channel in a bit. So this is the YouTube channel link. I can also connect to me from there as well. Okay. I have some other questions, comments as well. DXY rejected on top. Yes, that's what we saw. we'll still cross over to the DXY as well. Remember, we said that is an area of the sellers for counter trend move. So we also pay attention to that. But then don't forget, we said the area that we're interested in to follow the trend, we already marked it out. That's why I said, guys, take down jottings or duplicate the charts as we're drawing out, also draw it on yours, and you can try to take advantage of it as well. Someone said, please check 4 hours candle close. You didn't mention what instrument, or maybe you did above, and that's Robin Wallace. That's breathing through as well. Victor Norton said, I had $500, now I got 10. You can chat me up, let me know what happened, what issues you had while you were trading. Did you place too many trades? Did you use the wrong volume based on your account balance? Maybe something that was too heavy for your account balance to carry. Did you revenge trade, or whatever the case might be? Chat me up and let's have a discussion and see what we can do for you. Okay, beautiful. Just quickly breezing through. Thank you, Clara Watson said evening, good night. Oh, good. You said good night from Singapore. I believe in Singapore is nighttime, so probably you're trying to say good evening. So you're welcome, Clara Walton. Hunter Saroyan said, nice. Do you trade these patterns? Yes, patterns are also tradable. You can use them in for confluence. You can use them for confluence when price gets your area of interest as well. Price action is chart pattern. Yes, indeed, Hunter Saroyan. Thank you guys for contributing through your comments as well. Right. Let's just breeze through. Let me see if I can get to the bottom quickly. Quickly. Sorry if I skip your comments. Cynthia Nick said the time frame is 1 hour, right? Yes, the time frame is 1 hour. I can see as I'm getting to your comments, these comments are based on what we talked about earlier. So some I might just skip, and some I might have to just quickly read out to address 1 or 2 things. I always say, if you need any chart for me to draw any chart for you, even if it is based on instruments that we are not trading here, because we look at the majors, gold, and even Bitcoin as well. I'll just skip soon to the gold and Bitcoin shortly. We have an idea what's happening as well before we call it a day. We have about approximately 15 more minutes. I repeat, we have approximately 15 minutes before the news drops for the dollar, right? So I'm not making predictions as somebody asked earlier. I'm just going to wait for the news to come out, look at the figures, look at the reactions to the chart. But don't forget, we said we already have a directional bias based on the technicals. But it's always good to combine the technicals with the fundamentals at the end of the day. Okay, just trying to skip. Matt Kinsey, how many candlesticks is important to use for entry? It depends on you. Traders have different types of entry criteria. The basic ones, I'll just mention 2 that you can focus on, and that is the pin bar. The pin bar is also known as the hammer, the pin bar hammer, and the engulfing. Focus on those 2 strictly, and you are good to go. Okay. Mackenzie, how beautiful. You can see Mackenzie said, I like to see engulfing only. You can see those are the last part of the ones I mentioned now. And I'm just scrolling down now as well. I think I've almost gotten to the bottom. Just quickly going to read up a bit more. Market is so choppy this week so far, where you could say that, but things should open up a bit. You look at the dollar. The dollar has reacted to that area of resistance now that we talked about. We're going to look at a few more instruments, just hang on a bit. I like to be thorough in my addressing of your comments and all. I also have my own information to give out. I could easily do it. I normally say I could easily just do a recorded video and post it, and then you take whatever I post, but this is live for a reason. It is live to attend to your comments, and we also discuss a thing or 2 live. Like you can see, Aliyah said, will you stream the flash PMI? If we are still here in the next 12 minutes, which I believe most likely we are, because at times I like to keep this under 30 minutes, but I've been saying and noticing that even 1 hour is not enough. I try to ensure that at 1 hour we pull the plugs so that we don't take much of your time. Some of us are trading, some of us it's a break time, and we don't want to try to overstay welcome more or less, right? I know some of us might want these sessions to be more or less every day and also something deeper. And as I said, I have one-on-one more or less I'm focusing on. It could also be one-to-many, but I want to focus on a selected few. So if you're interested in a mentorship, I repeat, if you're interested in a mentorship, chat me up and then we can schedule something for you. Okay, and next, Timothy said I am enjoying this session as well. Okay, great. Beautiful. Miles Alfred said I am duplicating the chat, of course. Awesome. Guys, your feedback lets me know that you can hear me, audio is good, you understand what we're talking about. Trust me, last week, I'm not sure that I showed you my trades. I took a few trades last week. There were CT trades, as I tried trades, but of course, they were based on the understanding of the market. Because once you understand the market, you can trade. And it's just like saying you know how to drive. Once you know how to drive, you could easily drive a Toyota, you could drive a Benz, you could drive a Ferrari. It's still the same concept of driving at the end of the day, right? So that is something just for you to know that you can trade and do well in any instrument whatsoever. Okay, let's see. Ford Paul said DXY is still bullish, and how do you advise we enter the next run? For the next run, as you said, it's still bullish. As we said, overall, the chart is bullish. For the next run, the demand area that we marked out, you can, I hope you also marked out the demand area on the DXY, because that's what we have over here in front of us on the pound USD. We're expecting to go up to that area that we have for us to sell, because the position of the dollar is very important when it comes to Euro USD, pound USD, even USD JPY, USD CAD. The position of the dollar is very important. You help us to know whether it is going in the same direction with the dollar or it's going in the opposite direction with the dollar as well. Also, please note that this is a trading session and not a training session. So I will not be able to be explaining things in depth, especially for those that are new. And even if you are struggling, guys, in the comment section, guys, now I want to see your comments. Are you new or are you struggling? I want to see your comments, guys. If I don't see your comments, I'm not going to continue, right? And as Aliyah said, are we going to talk about the news coming out in a bit? If I get the feedback I want now, then I'll do that for us. We'll look at the news, look at the dollar, look at some instruments and see how the market plays out accordingly. This is live, by the way. That means that we're looking at this live, and it should build confidence in yourself if you see what is happening, and of course, it plays out according to our analysis. I'm going for your information, your feedback. Are you new or are you struggling? That's what I need from you all. Are you new or struggling? Kathy Jackson, can you explain the coming news and how effective it can be? Might not be able to, as I said earlier, to explain in depth will take a bit of the time. Oh, beautiful. And Kathy Jack said, yes, it's night here at Singapore. Thank you, Kathy Jack, for your feedback again. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, Kathy Jack, I might not be able to explain that quickly because of the timing and based on the comments I'm just breezing through. I'm going to switch over to the calendar in a bit. Let me switch over to the calendar now because we also need to pay attention to the calendar in the next 8 minutes. We're going to be switching from the calendar to our chart, as we continue with our sessions. Okay. I asked a question and I said, for me to continue, I need your feedback on that. Are you new or are you struggling? Are you new? Are you struggling? Agnes Snow said, how long is this session? It's not going to pass 1 hour. I would take much of our time. Are you going to check on the Go chat? Yes, I'll check on the Go chat. As we said, we're going to be flipping from the news section, Forex Factory, and also flipping to the charts as well. I'm going to switch to the chart back shortly, and then we'll just go straight to gold. Because I know for a fact, we have a lot of gold traders here. So this is the gold in front of us. We're going to talk about the gold as well. If you look at the gold, remember for DXY, we always say it moves in the opposite direction. The DXY, as you can see, is bullish, but the gold is bearish. So take note of that. It could also help as a form of confluence. Okay, I'm just going to quickly scroll down and see whether I've gotten the comments that I want, whether you are new or struggling. Are you in any trade right now? Chapman, no, I'm not in any trade. Let me see other comments that I might have. Yes, live session is much better. Okay, thank you, Chloe Scott. And that's why mentorship, and I might run like a minimum of 1 month mentorship. For those that are interested in a mentorship one-on-one, let me know. We could discuss further and schedule something for you. For those interested in a one-on-one mentorship or a group mentorship, if you're interested in mentorship where we do this, and the mentorship, by the way, will be much longer for 1 hour. It will not be 1 hour, it will be much longer. It will probably be during the London and New York session, which at least is 8 hours a day. So we have 8 hours a day of communication through like Telegram or through Discord, depending on the medium that we use, most likely through Telegram or we discuss charts, we discuss trading. We would actually get to trade together as well. Okay, thank you. Chloe Scott said, I really enjoyed it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Chloe Scott. Let's quickly scroll down to the bottom. If I do not get the comment I am looking for, I'm not going to proceed. It's about 6 more minutes to the news. Beautiful, thank you, thank you. I think I've seen one comment from Vincent Moulton. Oh, no, sorry, from Cynthia Nick. I am new, please. Okay, great. Matt Kinley said, I am new too. Please, let's continue. Okay, thank you. Terence Timothy said, I am not new to trading, but I like attending your session. Thank you, Terence Timothy. Now, from your comments, I obviously know that I'm talking to real people, and that's why when we ask questions as a form of engagement, we need feedback from you. We always say it's always good for us to comment in good time so that, okay, 5 more minutes, I'm also monitoring the time. We're also going to check on the time as well as we continue. 5 more minutes, and we're going to cross over to the calendar in a bit. We're going to quickly talk about this goal so we see what happens. Erwin, the first said, I'm not new, please. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Stanford Galacha said, I'm not new here. Beautiful. For those that have been trading for a while, that are not new, how is your trading? What trading issues are you having? You can chat me up on Instagram. Let's find out what issues you might be having. If your trading is going good, awesome, you don't really need to change anything. You have a winning strategy, you have winning ways, stick to it. Trying to add more things could easily change the result that you have been having. You can chat me up on Instagram. That's my handle on Instagram. I repeat, on Instagram, you can find me at CSA Forex. You can find me at CSA Forex. So chat me up. For those that have been trading for a while and having issues or whatever the case may be. Anybody, whether you're even new, chat me up and let's see what we can do for you. Okay, so this here is gold. Quickly, because of the time, about 4 more minutes, we're going to cross over to the calendar now and focus on the dollar, since the news is for the dollar. So we have this area here that acted as a little support, resistance here. You can see it is pushing higher. It's pushing higher from the area here of support, push higher from the area of support. That means that now it's in the middle of nowhere. Please, guys, do not try to buy or sell where it is. It's in the middle of nowhere. You sell at this point here, wait for the price to get you for a sell here. Stop loss will be here above this area here. Take profit could easily be here, which is good, as you can see. And if you want to buy, just take note that you are going against this downtrend. That means that you are a CT trader. You want to buy, the best place to buy is at this area here. Wait for price to get here. Get your entry, stop loss below here, and then see if it pushes higher in your favor, right? I may even push higher the more. Because at times I add a Fibonacci that gives me an idea of where I'm expecting the price to even push higher to, and so on. So there are tools that you can use. And even there, even indicators, like if you're a CT trader, I normally advise on using the RSI, Relative Strength Index, for like overbought, oversold regions. And then also maybe using the, basically you could use like trend lines, or even the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence as well, which is also under the oscillators, which is similar to the RSI. It does the same thing more or less of the RSI indicator. But I am strictly a price action trader, so you would hardly find any indicator on my charts. You could find tools, you could find the Fibonacci retracement tool. Is good for trend trading. That's why it's called retracement, pullback, whatever English you want to use, reversals, back to the area of interest before it pushes on. So now I believe it's about 2 more minutes. So let's cross over to the calendar quickly. Where we say we're going to be switching from the charts and the calendar, and then also looking at the charts, we're going to focus on the dollar. The dollar is what's going to help us to take note of what's happening on the remaining areas. You can see this is a 1 hour time frame. This is 1 hour candle so far. The news is in 2 minutes. So this candle that we have over here, the news could make it to drop and have a bigger one, or to reverse entirely. So do not place trades if you do not have any confirmation, and we like to wait for the candle to close, right? So the calendar now in front of us, as you can see, the calendar here. Oh, you can see we have, okay, yeah, 2 more minutes. Sorry, I was looking at the timing here. It's not 2 more minutes, approximately. It's 1 minute and 50. You can see it's doing the countdown. And mind you, First Factory was not like this. They have improved tremendously, and that's why I like the First Factory platform. They keep on making improvements to the site, making things easier for us. And you can see 1 minute to go for the news at 2:45 p.m. This is based on UK time. depending on where you are. A person from Singapore, others from Malaysia, and all. Check on your timing as well. This is the news for the dollar. And what we can do, we can refresh or wait for this to drop, and then it gives us the figures. So the reaction is what we're going to be looking out for on the dollar. So most times when I do this, probably during the non-farm payroll, or maybe like a key news period, I will just jump in and look at the market based on the news, high impact news coming out, talking about the dangers, we talk about the dangers more than the possibilities because it's a dangerous period. And as much as people can make money from those periods, it's also dangerous, and we also try to ensure that we are aware, because it's always key that we protect account number one. Account protection is number one before account growth. I hope you agree with that statement. Account protection is number one before account growth. 5 seconds, guys. I'm only refreshing the page. 2 seconds, 1 second, pending. Let's see what we have over here. And based on what we have over here, this is the fundamentals. We can always quickly flip over to the charts. This period, I normally flip over quickly between the two, and then we wait to see the reaction. The reaction has not fully taken place over here. It's just very fresh. We can see there's some movement here. And when you check the market watch area, you start to see the market based on price moving in very fast manner, just to show you that something is up in the market, as you can see. So the news also for the DXY for the dollar. Let's switch back quickly to the calendar that we have. So you can see the calendar that we have for this one is 48.5, and it is red, which is telling us to sell, and this is green telling us to buy. And the news is two news for the dollar at the same time. We have the dollar and dollar, flash manufacturing and flash services PMI, 2:45 p.m. One is telling us to buy, one is telling us to sell. What does that mean? You cannot buy and sell at the same time, so you leave it alone. You be cautious with this, and that's why if you cross over to the charts, we always say it is not every news that jumps out that you should just jump into the market on. That's what some traders do, and that's absolutely wrong. They wait for the news to come out, and when they say sell, they make you start selling, or when they say buy, they make you start buying, and then you're not consulting your charts, you're not consulting your technical analysis. Please note that technical analysis has to do with what you see. You're going to take note of the areas of interest, support, resistance, supply, demand. You're also going to take note of the price action candlestick for entry. It could be you're engulfing, as somebody mentioned. I can't remember the name of the person. Somebody mentioned the engulfing. I paid attention to the engulfing. So it could be the engulfing chart patterns, candlestick patterns rather, or it could even be the what's the name? Could be the pin bar hammer candlestick pattern, whatever the case might be. Okay. So if you look at what we have right in front of us, I repeat, if you look at what we have right in front of us, we have one telling us to sell, one telling us to buy. So that's neutral, don't do anything. Let's go back to the chart and let's see what is happening on the chart. Don't forget the chart has to do with what you see, is what you get. And we talked about this area. You can see the price is still there, right? And we haven't had that crazy reaction. So in as much as it's high impact news, nothing much has still happened. That area is still standing the test of time. And we have 13 more minutes to the close of this candle, right? And obviously, we're going to be rounding up our session very soon. Let me just hop back into the comment section that we have. You can see it seems to be gaining more strength to the downside. You can see this is even happening after we did our analysis here. So wait for the candle to close. Based on the candle closing, it could give us an idea, further heads up as to whether this could be an area of interest for us to buy and take it up. And don't forget, for me personally, I'm looking forward to an entry here. Guys, take note of this. This is the dollar. So for the Euro USD, that means I'm looking forward to selling on the Euro USD. And for gold, I'm looking forward to what? I'm looking forward to selling as well, and other instruments as the correlation and also the positioning of the dollar would be as well. So if we come in tomorrow and you notice that I have placed a trade based on our analysis, then do not be surprised. And that's why I say take note. And also, you can duplicate the chart. You could do a screenshot of this as well. I repeat, you could do a screenshot of this. If you like this chart based on the patterns, the range box areas, the highs and the, or rather the higher highs and then the higher lows that we have in front of us, and then the chart patterns on the flags, the pennants, the triangles, wedges, and so on over here, double tops, you can do a screenshot of this dollar and then study it. That's how you improve. But it is slow to improve by studying charts, right? But if you have a mentor, right, like myself, I'm a mentor to a lot of traders, you can chat me up and let's hop on a discussion and let's see what we can work out for you. I have one-on-one sessions, I have group mentorship sessions that will last a minimum of 1 month, and trust me, it's going to help you to be able to read and understand the market and then take advantage. I repeat, take advantage of the market. Okay, so I'm going to round it up in a few minutes from now. Let me just quickly jump back to the comment section and see whether I have anything to quickly address. Apologies also if I miss out on your comments. You can always chat me up on Instagram at CSA Forex. Guys, you can follow me on YouTube as well. I have some short trading tips and trading tips videos coming out, and also videos talking about something here and there that will help everybody out. Short videos to help everybody out. Okay, let's see. Eric Hart said, it's my long time. I hope this 4 hours candle doesn't flip until I get back. See you later. Okay, no problem. Broderick Kito said, my DXY conferences are telling me news is going to be bullish. Well, you said that, I just read that, and you can see the news that we had. One was negative, one was positive. So that's bullish and bearish signals, mixed signals. So I would not conclude on any of them. Kevin Defoe said, I am not new. Please, thank you guys for telling me whether you are new or not new. Sanford Galachi said, I'm not new here. Thank you. What do you think of Raja Banks? Not really sure what I think about Raja Banks. That's from Lawrence Freeman. Let's see. Keith Gauss, what he said, can I ask you something? Any good price action books to recommend? Price action books to recommend? I'm asked to think about that, and maybe chat me up on Instagram. I know I have some books. I'll go through them. If I have any good one on price action, I can easily send that to you. I need to be free so that you don't think, hey, I'm trying to charge you for giving you a PDF book for you to read on price action. No, right? So chat me up and I could send something to you on price actions, or whether it's on chart patterns. I know I have a few, but I can't remember. There are a lot of good books as well at the end of the day. And as we always say, my YouTube channel is also a good place for you to go and learn. So guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I posted a YouTube channel earlier, and I'm going to post it again for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, turn on the notification bell. That's the link, I just dropped it. Turn on the notification bell, watch some videos, like, comment, engage, and I'll also reply and help you guys out as well, right? Okay, so we're rounding up in a few minutes, as I said. Brother Keto said gold manipulated up before news. I'm not sure what you mean by manipulated. Whenever I hear that manipulated or manipulation word, I just smile, because for me, when it comes to manipulation, most times you will not see manipulation. Manipulation is done in a very, very strategic way. Remember from my own little history, I told you guys that I work for brokers then. I'm not saying brokers are doing that, right? But when it comes to manipulation, from my little understanding, it's not something that you easily see. And that's why I always advise people, you can use more than one broker. You can check broker feed so that you can easily identify if something is weird from this broker feed and it's not on other broker feeds as well. You could easily say that something is happening here, and then before you conclude manipulation, right? I'm not saying brokers manipulate, but of course you might have some bad eggs within the bunch. And of course, that's why we always say, make sure that you are working with a regulated broker. Regulated brokers are well tested and trusted. And if anything, you can always have a body to report them to. And of course, you can easily make your deposits and withdrawals. So when you make a deposit as to your live account, test it with withdrawals, right? Test it with withdrawals and see how nice and smooth it is. Test the customer support as well before you start to conclude manipulation, right? So that's just to address Broderick Keto. Not everything is manipulation. Broderick Keto said, do you live in Toronto? Unfortunately, not in Toronto. I'm in BC. I'm in British Columbia. Broderick Keto, it seems you might be in Toronto for you to ask me that question, obviously. If you are, you can chat me up on Instagram, CSA Forex. Obviously, we are not in the same time zone, right? I am, I believe, about 3 hours behind Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, because my time now is almost 7 a.m. So yours might probably be almost 10 a.m. If you're in Toronto, that is, let me know. Because even in Canada, we have different time zones in different places. So let me know. I'm just going to scroll down and see the remaining comments. Quickly, Abner Palmer said, what is the meaning of CT trader? Okay, CT trader, CT stands for counter trend. Counter trend trader, meaning that you are going against the trend. CT, counter, you're going against the trend. So we have trend traders, we have counter trend traders. Okay, remember we asked earlier whether you are new or whether you're struggling. Comment so that we know you know, where you are and how to address it. And don't forget, we also said if you need mentorship one-on-one, chat me up on my Instagram and then we can do something for you. Please, guys, also note I have limited spots for my one-on-one mentorship, as I cannot do so many at the same time. And the reason for the one-on-one is to fully concentrate on you as a trader, give you audience, and then help you based on where you might be struggling. We have different traders that are struggling with different things, and trust me, I've been through majority of them, if not all of them, because I didn't have a mentor when I started. I started with no knowledge. I started because I just wanted to make money, and I went in blindly. So I have been through a lot. I understand a lot of strategies as well, and so on. So I believe we could have a discussion. Chat me up, as I said, on Instagram, and let's see what we can do for you. Um, let's see, very good fundamentals, Rory Malthus. Okay, thank you. The flash PMI is always a very slow one. Yeah, you could say that. And we also have some other news coming out as well. For the rest of the week, we have some other news coming out for the dollar as well. I remember dollar is very important. On Thursday, we have the unemployment claims, that's for the USD, and also Friday, we have the price index for the dollar as well. And when we get to the new month, when we enter the new month, that will be new month in June. Don't forget, the first Friday is scheduled for the non-farm payroll, which has to do with unemployment claims. Very key data to the US that tends to introduce fresh volatility as well. Pay attention to the news, pay attention to different things that could affect the market, and you are one step ahead of the market. That's one thing we like to see. In my trading, more or less my charting, I like to more or less trap price. So I have a rough idea what price wants to do even before it does it. Okay. Charles Boy said, very good session. Thank you. What makes the news that ineffective? Well, at times, most times, this news is just for that session, right? The news from First Factory most times is just for that session. And then when it comes to being effective, it depends on the news as well. The key news to pay attention to are the likes of the non-farm payroll that we mentioned not too long ago. First high impact news of every Friday, key data that comes out first Friday of every new month, non-farm payroll, NFP. We have the FOMC on Wednesday. We have the CPI, PPI, Consumer Price Index, Producer Price Index, and a few other instruments, a few other news as well, not instruments, sorry, a few other news that we need to pay attention to that tends to cause some volatility in the market, right? So for Charles Boy, maybe the dollar, as you can see, we're not really having that high impact feel. Maybe it's waiting for something, and it could easily be ranging. It could range here for a little while before picking the direction, whatever the case might be, right? So just also flipping through quickly. Hi, my mate said I closed my trades because of this useless news. You don't have to close your trades. You can always, there are ways to manage your trades. I wish I could talk about all of them. And that's why I said, if you are interested in the mentorship, chat me up. I will explain everything because there is a story. There's always a build up to your trading. Don't just close your trades because of news. You can manage them. If you're in profit, you can do partial close. You can do your trading stop, whatever the case might be, and so on. Right? So I don't know the situation why you close your trades, Haim and May. You can chat me up and let's discuss that further. Because of time, in the next 1-2 minutes, it's almost top of the hour, so I'm going to round it up now, even if I can't finish the comments as well. Pounds NZD, that's from Tiffany. Sorry, I can't look at Pounds NZD now. Time is up. Chat me up and see what we can do. Melanie Barry said, thanks for this, bro. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you guys for joining too. As I always say, trading tends to be boring and I always need to talk to people. That's why for the mentorship, it's a good way to talk to you for a longer period of time and not just for this hour as we have here together. Glenn Moore said, is it good to counter trend? I'm not saying it's good, it's not bad. It is safer to trade with the trend, safer. We have counter trend traders that are killing it. We have trend traders that are killing it. But in my own experience, and of course, based on common sense approach, it is safer to trade with the trend because with the trend shows the flow of the money. Right, it shows the flow of the money. So it's best to go with the flow of the money. Are you going to be having a live session tomorrow? Yes, we are. Same time tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. We're going to be having this session, live trading session. You can join us. You can invite others as well. If you're interested in something longer, chat me up and we'll see what we can do for you and hook you up with a mentorship session. Wayne Bertie said, are you, oh, sorry, I just read it. Okay, Wayne Bertie said, I got to go now. Please see you tomorrow if you, yeah, we'll be here tomorrow. So what do you think about teaching us fundamental? As I said, this is not a teaching. If you're interested in teaching, chat me up. I have a mentorship and you can join me, Noah Wodohus. Chat me up, guys. Chat me up as well. Rounding up now. Thank you guys for joining. I want to learn how to read the news. Chat me up. That's from Noah. Gotta go now, Hamilton Harriman. Thank you guys. I know some of us might probably be on our break time and so on. I need to go back, get back to your station and all. No issues whatsoever. I'm rounding up now. Good session. How do I manage my trades? Valentine Pen, chat me up. Obviously, I can't answer these questions now at the time minute. And this is a trading session. In a trading session, I'm not supposed to be teaching. It's not teaching. We're trading, looking for opportunities to take advantage of, right? Chat me out, guys. Some brokers do not allow partial close. That's not possible. Brokers allow partial close. It's by default. Chat me up, Scott Garcia, as you said. Some brokers, let me know the broker. I could look into them for you. Scott Garcia said it's best to go with the flow of the money. Yes, indeed. Thank you, guys. I'm running up now, so it's been a good one today. Catch you guys same time tomorrow. You need a mentorship one-on-one, chat me up on my Instagram. You can find me at CSA Forex on my Instagram. You can find me on my YouTube at CSA Forex. Follow me on the channel, YouTube as well, and we have more information for you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Trade safely, guys. Make sure you have a stop loss on your charts and not mental stop loss. Make sure you have calculated your risk by using the proper loss set, proper volume based on your account balance at the end of the day. Thank you, guys. Goodbye and God bless. Cheers.